Welcome back to the Hill Update. I'm your host, Tina Allison, member of Parliament for Niagara West. Joining me on the show today is Jay Goldberg, who has joined me from the Canadian Taxpayers Federation as Ontario Director, which he joined back in 2021. Jay spent most of his career in academia, where he was most recently a policy fellow at the Monk School of Public Policy and Global Affairs at the University of Toronto. Jay was motivated to leave academia and join the CTF after seeing the consequences of high taxes, high deficits, and government waste on everyday Canadians. Jay holds an honors bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Toronto, a master's degree in political science from the University of British Columbia, and a PhD in political science from the University of Toronto. Jay, welcome.
Great to be with you.
I can see, maybe you want to be in politics someday because of all those things that kind of anger you in terms of waste, and it was what motivated you to get into CFT. So thanks again for joining us on the show.
My pleasure.
Just love your thoughts. I mean, there's been a number of wastes. We've got the sustainable development technology. There's no shortage of wasteful spending projects, and that's one of the things that I think probably irritate a lot of Canadians. Talk to us about some of the things you've been following.
So we've been following a whole bunch of things. I think one thing that a lot of Canadians feel is this real tale of two Canadas. This idea that you have bureaucrats, you have people in government that are living large, while you have everyday people struggling. You talk about the ability to pay for gas and groceries and essentials. So, we're always releasing stories, digging up information on, for example, $18 million of bonuses at the CBC, all kinds of bonuses and fancy pensions that bureaucrats are getting. We've certainly been looking at waste in a whole bunch of areas. And it's no question that, there's no doubt how we've gotten to a $40+ billion deficit, which we're going to find out, I'm sure, shortly is much bigger than it actually, the finance minister said that it would be a few months ago. So we're certainly looking at that, but it's a whole bunch of waste all around. I think Canadians are fed up with what's going on in Ottawa.
Well, I think it's fair to say that, you can't say that government could not find opportunities to cut spending. I mean, that's a fallacy based on the fact that you guys have been tracking some of these wasteful projects.
Absolutely. There are all kinds of areas to cut. One of the areas, and I'm sure we're going to talk about it, I mean, you look at all the corporate welfare that's gone on, the tens and tens of billions of dollars, deals with the Ontario government that have been involved as well. When you look at the EV battery plants, the EV manufacturing, these are tens of billions of dollars of spending that is going out the door. And then you have average Canadians saying, I can't afford to pay my energy bills, my mortgage, my credit cards. And you just have a government in Ottawa that is spending left, right, and center, whether it's, pure waste, whether it's ridiculous bonuses, whether it's billions of dollars going to corporations that just don't need taxpayer help. I really think that Canadians are just disillusioned with what they're seeing going on in Ottawa, and they just see a government that's really out of touch on all of those issues.
Well, and you talk about waste, so government's spending more, presumably spending money they don't have because we have the deficits, and then we see that people are taxed more. And
Yep.
Carbon tax is something that's the official opposition talks about almost every single day. But tell us how that affects people's lives. I mean, that's got to be the other side of the equation. They see money being wasted and they feel like they're overburdened from a taxation point of view.
Well, the Prime Minister in that clip, what he was saying simply wasn't true. We know the average Ontarian, according to the PBO, is paying $400 more than they're getting back in the rebates this year, and that's going to climb to $900 for the average household by 2030 if this plan keeps going forward. And meanwhile, at the gas pump, you're seeing, Ontarians paying almost 20 cents a liter in carbon taxes once you factor in the sales taxes as well. So that's very significant. That's over $15 when you're filling up a minivan.
Yeah.
And so if you take that away, that's real savings for average families that you can get right away by scrapping the carbon tax in one foul swoop.
Let's watch a quick video.
Our members champion their constituents who are eligible for assistance. Not 77,000 companies that should not have received the $3.5 billion in misspent dollars. All this while Canadians are starving. Today, the hunger report is out from Feed Ontario, and there have been 1 million Ontarians who lined up 7 million times at the food bank after this Prime Minister brought in a carbon tax on the truckers and farmers who bring us our food. When will they axe the tax?
All right, with 30 seconds left, we're going to talk about competitiveness in the next segment, but Let's just finish that thought around carbon taxes. Once again, people are struggling.
Absolutely, and you know the point is made. The carbon tax increases the cost for farmers. It increases costs for truckers. So of course it increases cost of groceries. It increases the cost of everything you go to buy in the store. So it has a cascading effect through the entire economy. And to pretend that somehow you're only paying for it at the gas pump is simply not true. And the Prime Minister is just not telling the truth.
Hold that thought. We'll come back for break.